Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Bryndís, and today we are talking about the books I'm thinking about reading in February. I have my trusted TBR jars here. This is my classics that I have as physical books on my TBR shelves here behind me, but that I also have audiobooks of. And then I have my non-classics that I also have here on my shelves behind me that I also have as audiobooks because I'm in my audiobook era. So that's what I'm going to be pulling books from these jars. But I do actually have two books from January two books that I'm bringing over, like physical copies, that I'm bringing over to February because I didn't get to them in January. The first of them is The Bands of Mourning by Brandon Sanderson. This is book 6. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the Mistborn series. This is the second part of the series, the Wax and Wane series. And I was reading another physical copy in January and I simply did not get to this one, but I'm very excited about reading it. And then I actually have this one. So this one I thought I had as an audiobook. So I picked it for January from my audiobook thingy. And but then I was going to start to listening to it, and it was like 3 hours, which is when I realized it was an abridged version, a shortened version, and I don't want to do that. Like, if I'm going to read the book, I want to read the book. So I scrapped that, obviously, and I debated about unhauling this book. But this is a book I really think I really want to read. So since I have the physical copy, I'm going to keep it on my TBR or pile of possibilities until I just, like, for a few months at least. If I haven't read it physically by the end of the year, I will just unhaul it then. But yeah, so these two are already on my pile of possibilities for February. But now we have the TBR jars. So if you're new here, welcome. Happy to have you. I have, basically the way I do it with my TBR jars is that it's the title of the book. And so I just pick it and then I have to read it. Or if I don't want to read it, I will have to unhaul it because I'm trying to get my unread physical TBR off my shelves, or at least diminish it a little bit. So on the 1st of January, I had 143 unread books on my shelves, and I read 5, which means that I have now 138. So the goal is to get that down as low as possible. But I'm going to start with the non-classics. There are not really that many books in here, but let's see, hopefully. Ooh, exciting! Oh, this is Demon Copperhead. I can't read that because I want to read David Copperfield first. So I'm going to choose another one. Ooh, exciting. What is it? Oh. Is this the audio? Okay. The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. So The Name of the Rose. I actually have the physical copy in the Icelandic translation. So this, I think, is it Italian. Excellent. So I actually have the audiobook in Icelandic and in English. So I will just decide when I get to it. I will decide which one I will listen to. Probably the Icelandic one. I think that's gonna be more fun. But I have seen a movie with Sean Connery. But that's like decades ago. So anyway, but I'm excited. It's about a monk who's basically investigating murders in his monastery. So it's a classic. It's very well known, obviously. One of the most known novel of all times, it says here. He's a very famous author, obviously. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is really kind of a classic rather than a non-classic. I would actually say like modern classic, but whatever. I'm excited about this one. But anyway, so let's now go to the classics TBR, and I have one. I don't know how many I should pick. My idea originally was to pick 5, 1 from the non-classics and 4 from the classics. So I think maybe I'll just do that so that I have time and space for mood reading, which worked out really well in January. But yeah, okay. So I'll pick 4 from here, and yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's very exciting. Okay, book number 1. What is this? Oh! I don't know if you can see it. The Old Curiosity Shop by Charles Dickens. The Old Curiosity Shop. I think this is one of his earlier works. Maybe his first? I'm not quite sure. But I loved, a spoiler for my January wrap-up, I loved Nicholas Nickleby that I read in January. So I'm really looking forward to reading more Dickens, so I'm very happy with this. I really love this copy, right? I love these kind of old, the English Library, Penguin English Library editions. They're really nice. Classic number 2. One, yeah. Oh my God, this is so good. North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. Can you see it there? Oh my God, that's so fantastic! I'm so excited. Oh, where is it? North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. I love Elizabeth Gaskell. This is so good. This is turning out to be so good. So Elizabeth Gaskell is a Victorian author like Dickens, and this is like mid 19th century. Follows the story of the heroines' movement from the tranquil ways of southern England to the vital but turbulent north. So it's definitely there's a lot of like the society in Victorian England was changing so much due to the industrialization. So that's definitely a topic in her books for a lot, for a lot of it at least. So I'm so excited, and I think it's the same with Charles Dickens. I don't really know what that one is about, but I know a little bit more about this one, but I'm trying not to know too much, because I don't want to know too much. But I like it's not huge, it's not that big. So this is very exciting. I'm very happy. North and South is also on my 25 in 25 books, so that's exciting. Okay, so classic number 3. The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. I will admit that at the moment I'm not very excited. I think that I have actually read this book like when I was maybe during my bachelor's in English language and literature when I was like 30 years ago or not quite 30 but like 28 years ago. Okay, I'm gonna put it on my pile and we'll just see. If I don't get to it, I don't get to it. And then like with Memoirs of a Geisha, I'll just keep turning it, like keeping it on my pile of possibilities, or I will unhaul it if I'm just really not interested. But it's a classic, and it takes place in the Puritan community of the U.S. back in the day in the 17th century. Boston, adultery, illegitimate birth. I don't like Puritans. All the books that I've read where Puritans are involved is just brutal. They're brutal. They were brutal people. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it's on my list. We'll see what happens. Okay. Classic number 4, the last one. Are you stuck together here? Okay, I got it. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is Barchester Towers by Anthony Trollope. I really want to read this book, don't get me wrong. But I don't know if I really want to get into Trollope just yet. I'm thinking maybe to keep him, because this is like, I think this is the first book in like a long series, and I just know myself, and if I start a series, I need to finish it. So I'm gonna veto Trollope for now. He's on my list of authors I definitely want to read, but I don't want to start a series at the moment. Oh no! Moby Dick. Okay, I've been watching Nikki at my messy bookshelf. She's reading Moby Dick, her nemesis. Okay, I'm gonna be brave because I've already vetoed 2 books, like Trollope and Demon Copperhead. So my veto quota for the month is out. So Moby Dick by Herman Melville. It's so big. But oh, there's some pictures in here. I've been wanting to read this book for a long time, actually. Or it's always been like a book that I think that you should read, which is obviously ridiculous. There's nothing you should read, really. But yeah, Moby Dick. Okay, let's put this on the pile. Okay, I think we have the pile. So I have 2 physical books. The Mistborn Band of Mornings, The Bands of Morning from the Mistborn series, and Memoirs of a Geisha. So these are gonna be my physical copy books to read physically for February. And then I have 5 audiobooks that I've chosen. Name of the Rose, The Old Curiosity Shop by Dickens, North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell, The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and Moby Dick by Melville. Because, so I have 7 books here already. Which I don't think it's going to be a problem because I do read quite a lot. But in February, there's also Jebruary. No, I don't know how they use Regency February. Regentiary. Something like that. An event where you read literature published in the Regency era in the UK or in England. And I want to participate in that. And I want to read. I only have one author, 2 of his books of Regency author, or although I think he still counts as a Regency author, even though he was writing in the late 18th century. But that's Daniel Defoe. And I have Moll Flanders. And I have Roxana. And I think I have both of these as audiobooks. Now, I'm not going to read both of them. Or very unlikely I'm going to read both of them. I'm feeling that Moll Flanders is going to be a book that I would like to read. I might enjoy it. It's about young Moll who has to make her way in the world through means that were not considered appropriate for a woman. So 5 times married, a whore, and a thief. Her business is survival. Holy moly. So I think I'm gonna choose Moll Flanders as my Regency February pick. But that's gonna be the only thing that I'm gonna be doing in like only event or anything like that for February for me. So I'm adding that to the pile, which is now 6 books of audiobooks plus the 2 physical copies. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a really good month of reading, hopefully. We'll see. This is a pile of possibilities. I want to stress that. Because my goal for this year is not to have a goal. But I like having a little bit of structure to it. And it went so well in January, as I will tell you in a couple of videos. But so this is, I mean, it looks like a TBR for sure, but it is a pile of possibilities, especially the physical copies. I don't have any problems not reading a book, even though I've kind of selected it as a book to read. So I guess that's that. Let me know what you're gonna read in February, and if you read any of these books, what your thoughts are. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.